Madanm nègre encore, mais.
Hey!
2012. You're around 38 years old at the time. You have a website called Get Punished.
Yes.
2012, ou gen 38 ans, et puis ou tout gon site qui dit que ça, mais nèg k'ap bay punition. Ça non site.
And you get contacted by a female from this website.
Yep.
Which
And you get contacted by a female from this website. Et puis gon femme qui contacté ou directement sous site ou hein.
ended up being Cassie.
Exactly.
So
And this female happened to be Cassie. Et puis femme ça qui contacté là pour some raison c'était Cassie qui était ancien madame Diddy.
what was the first contact like?
Seemed like just a normal, typical party. I pick up the phone. It's like,
What was this contact like? Comment interaction entre dans téléphone là, monsieur dit yo. It seems like a typical party. Et nous parler, c'est comme si on bagaille, on typical bagaille, comme si son fête qu'elle te gagne t'a fait. On prend téléphone là. Hey, ça pas dire Cassie donc. Il dit tell
introduces herself as Janet.
Janet.
Yep, it's Janet.
He introduced herself as Janet. Il représentait tête li comme une femme qui était appelée Janet.
Il va dire Cassie.
And she says it's her birthday. She said, it's my birthday, and my husband told me
And she said it's a birthday. Il dit c'était fête li.
that I can have an entertainer, and I'm celebrating.
C'était fête li. My husband said I could have an entertainer. Il était fête li et puis Marie dit que pour fête li, il carré l'on nèg pour vinn bal plaisir.
Allez.
With some friends. So we want you to come through and do a dance for me and my
With some friends et pour vinn bal plaisir avec des trois amis. So, nous t'a remis pour venir participer.
friends. So I'm expecting a small gathering of women to do a show. And so we scheduled it. We picked the time.
So I'm expecting a small gathering of women to be there for the show. So we scheduled it, we picked the time. So là, elle dit que ça son groupe, c'est pour amis, lui même à amis. Moi même dans tête, moi j'ai une expectation, c'est un groupe mesdames qui va danser pour yo. So nous arranger nous pour un schedule, pour comment schedule, pour un horaire, et puis nous prendre temps, nous choisir l'air, et puis pour nous faire ça marcher.
Allez.
Trump Hotel. And the time
It
originally
was at the Trump Hotel. Hey, you been Trump the là.
Trump Hotel.
New York, the Trump Hotel.
Trump Hotel, New York.
Oh, ça là. Trump Hotel, New York, Chicago.
like midnight, then it got pushed to 1, then it got pushed to 2, and I think eventually
Et puis femme nan te dit ça à minuit, après ça il poussé les al dit ça à 1h, après il vient dit à 2h, les a tout la petite.
scheduled on like 2:45 a.m.
Après ça nous vini à conclure délai à des 2h40 et
Bah.
AM.
Okay.
On un petit chiffre.
Yeah.
Okay. And was money discussed at this point?
Yeah, the going rate at the time to a regular strip tease was like $200. So
So was money discussed at the time? Yeah, the going out rate at the time was $200. Est-ce que tu parlé des prix à manger? Oui, et pour striptease, pour m'aller, c'était dans l'époque c'était $200.
Okay, yeah.
So $200 you top body.
that's what I quoted.
Okay. So you show up to the Trump Hotel. What happens next?
So you show up to the Trump Hotel, what happened next? Vous paraît dans Trump Hotel là, qui ça te passé après ça?
Oh, bro, it's crazy because I'm coming there expecting a party, and the door opens and it's Janet, and she's
Yo, it's crazy. I'm coming in there expecting a party, and the doors open, and then it's Janet. Yo, c'est pas ça, t'es vraiment pas de caracon qui salte, man. Ma paraît, t'es connaissé en fait qui t'a pas le fait, et puis porte là ouvert, celle bon moi c'est Janet.
Seulement
On parle
Janet.
de Cassie.
Ça étonnant.
basically in a robe, but it's completely obvious that she's nude underneath, and she kind of
So the part now put là basically a robe, but it was obvious that she was nude underneath. C'était from nan pull up devant porte là, l'ouvert porte là, les gon robe sous lui, mais ou carré clairement que
Li tout tourne,
Yes, tout bagay la
Karate
ge.
tel paret.
Yes, tout bagay ale.
Yeah.
Opens the door with this big inviting smile. Hey, how you doing? And I'm like, because listen, man, we live in a time with filters and every woman can make themselves look attractive and beautiful on social media and stuff like that. But when you see a woman like Miss Ventura, and she looks flawless, man.
Yo, lè l'ouvre pot la, et puis, yo, m'se kite sujet a pou l'explique rapide, di yo, non vive non tan la, ki social media, l'on pa ede vos caméra, ou ka mette filter, ou changer zore, ou changer nom, ou changer job, sous koto, ka mette ou, m'se di, but, lè femme nan ouvre pot la, man, she was flawless. Il pa gon ti tache, man.
Belle femme.
C'est malwanje ça.
Like, it's a wow factor, you know. So opening the door to that stunning of a woman was like, what is this? And I, like, she's naked, right? So you can tell she's naked. So she's like, come on in, and I'm heading on in, you know.
Yo, she opened the door, you know, to me. I'm like, damn, what is this? Les femmes nan ouve pot la kounya la, tet mwen getan pati, mdi ket ki sa bagay sa, yeah. Puis femme nan di m'komonen, rentre. J'ai dit, hey.
Li entre.
Rentre.
You come in the room, and there's someone else in the room.
No,
At that point, no. Just her.
I come
And I did, you come in the room, so there's somebody else in the room. J'ai dit, non. So, lò rentre nan chambre ki Janet fò rentre.
Janet.
Est-ce gen l'autre moun nan chambre nan? J'ai dit, non, pa gen pièce moun nan chambre nan.
Okay.
So it's a suite, right? So she brings me in. She takes me straight to the living room. And the living room is darkly lit, it's dim. And then what was weird about it is every piece of furniture was covered in sheets. So I look around. I have like a little mini freak out because I think I just watched this movie called American Psycho. She
take me in the room, every piece of furniture was covered. Dès le rentre nan chambre nan, parce que son suite vraiment gros. En dans suite là, il doit avoir un living room tout, comme si on salle d'attente. Et puis tout bagay couvri. Et yo, comment ça?
When he used to bring people in his house to kill him, he used to cover all his furniture. So I'm like, yo, what's about to happen? But whatever, I regained my composure. We stopped in front of a bathroom, and so I immediately asked, I still think I'm gonna dance, right? So I say, do you want me to change here? So she immediately explains, look, I don't want you to dance. Actually, while you're here is me and my husband.
So, nous font passer, we start by a bathroom, nous font passer bon quand on chambre de bain. Dit, yo, look, do you want me to change here? Et il me dit, pendant nous passer bon chambre de bain, m'a demandé, est-ce que vous voulez tout rentrer là pour me changer, pour me mettre dans l'endroit? Il m'a dit, tout camper, puis tout dit, look, mais ça te passe.
Like to create a sexy scene. So she starts explaining.
So it's her and her husband want to create a sexy scene. Il tout dit que mais ça te passe là. C'est lui-même avec Maril qui aimait créer une sorte
activité,
endroit sexy, you know.
To me, that she wants me to change into underwear or a towel, and then she points to two of the couches, and she said, "We're gonna sit on those couches. You're gonna sit here. I'm gonna be here, and we're gonna put baby."
She wants me to change, you know, in a boxer, and then she pointed out two couches, and then she said where she want me to sit. So if I'm not doing ça, on met ton petit bail sous bail et pour chita, tu as des canapé, il dit mais c'est là n'a chita. Après il dit encore she want me to put baby oil.
Yeah.
On va mettre petit baby l'huile sous lit bagay.
À l'aise.
And create like a sexy environment, and at some point my husband's gonna come.
Et puis create a little sexy environment, and then at some point her husband gonna show up. Et puis pendant la passé baby oil à toute bagay sexy et puis pendant le moment pendant la fait ça Marie l'a rentré et on dit après ta cigare yo playboy Yo show nigga.
Okay, so how much baby oil was around at this point?
So the baby oil, ironically.
Okay, combien baby? How much baby oil was around at this point? Pendant parler là, combien baby oil que ou te ouais, combien m'sais gain? C'est pas ok, c'est pas m'dou non.
By the couches, there were like bowls, and the bowls were filled with warm water, and there were just big bottles of baby oil just placed in the bowl. So
Okay. By the couches was bowled with hot water, and then surrounding with baby. Bon côté canapé nou chita, gen on vas qui gen de l'eau chaude là-dedans, et puis bon de l'eau chaude et tout gen baby, l'ulti bébé. Pas quantité. Mais bien entendu, mais comment pour nous gérer? Game là. Baba gratis là.
it was 2 to 3 bottles of baby oil, but the big ones, the
jumbo.
the
Te ka gen comme si m'da dit pas 2-3 bouteilles l'ulti bébé. Mais o te goût, ti ba mini. Comprendre? Ou ka l'huile, ou ka friko.
All right, so you start putting the baby oil on at this point?
Yeah, so I go in the bathroom, change to the towel. I come out. She's in the robe.
So est-ce que vous commencez à mettre l'huile sous l'eau et ça? Yes. So Madanm bathroom now, went to the bathroom, changer, commence à fonctionner.
So she takes her robe off. I'm in my towel, and we're both first individually oiling each other.
So then I come back, she take her robe off, and then a robe off, and then I start oiling her, she's oiling me. Et puis, on commence à mettre l'huile sur lui, mettre l'huile sur moi, nous commence à faire ça. Comme si chien à chatte, comme
Il va le faire causer.
chien à chatte.
Yeah. You know?
I'm oiling myself, she's oiling herself, then we start oiling each other.
Yeah.
And then there's some sort of masturbation, like I'm masturbating, she's masturbating, we're creating this sexual environment, and at some point
Après ça, gon scene where she started masturbating, I'm masturbating myself. Mais amis, got shower with you when you. Après ça, moi j'ai commencé à faire bail tête de plaisir, prendre ta. Et puis monsieur dit pas quitter
Galo que baiser.
c'est un débat. Pourquoi aller derrière?
On ça on va faire baiser.
Comme ça les gars veulent dire la télévision. En tout cas, si on dit lui prend
Mais
l'état prend le cabali.
mon
So let's go, man. Thanks.
shortly after that started, her husband walked into the room.
Okay, shortly after that started, her husband walked in the room. Un petit moment après ça a commencé, puis Madanm apparaît.
Et on parle de
Diddy apparaît. Madanm a pull up.
Yeah.
Mafia a pull up. C'est dit,
Now,
okay.
This
Now,
husband that walks in the room was a black male
Black male,
who was only wearing a veil on his face.
yes. So he walks into the room.
husband sa ou pale a ki rentre nan cham nan padan nan bay tet nou plezi. Aske si ton neg do ali? Yes, black male. And he has some kind of veil on his face. E mi se kon mas nan figil tou. Se zo wo.
C'est masqué.
Se pull up on zo. Yo.
room. Now, one part that I left out is part of the instructions initially was in creating these scenes. When her husband came in, we were not supposed to acknowledge him at all. I was supposed to act like he's not there. Don't look at him. Don't talk.
So, one of the instructions de biye do, banzete getan dim, when her husband walks in, we are not to acknowledge him at all. When he walks in the room, we have to keep going what we do. So, men patim de biye pou te di nou, banzete dim, depi lou we, Marie rentre nan cham nan, di pa acknowledge, comme acknowledge. Fè kom si son moun ki pat la anda.
Ok.
Ke pot sa nou ta fè a mi se rentre, se gaz kole continue le temps.
Pour moi, c'est pas fisté qui fait le design.
Try my best to just make believe he's not in the room. So even when he walks in, I have to look at him from my peripherals, but I'm gonna look, right? Because I never been in a situation. It's kind of odd.
But even when he walks in, I has to still look. Bourge la gade. I say, I never been in this situation before. m'a regardé, m'a vu manger, mais par contre c'est gars pas un coup de bâton la football,
On dit nèg pour continuer.
you know, mais la ça veut, il pas garder non, mais la veut.
La veut à l'aise.
Ouais, this thing, yeah, man.
Does walk in nude, I can kind of see, but then when it gets to his neckline, it's like I think they call a burqa, like the Muslim women wear it, and you can only see the eyes.
Okay.
So, monsieur does walk in nude, but you know, he had a mask kakou bagay Muslim yo, sou nan tête li, c'est celle tigel, so on ninja. Mais il paraît à toutes les abnés swinging, à flâner à droite à gauche.
So you got this naked guy in the room with you. You don't know who it is though.
I have no idea.
So, ou konyo gon nèg qui tout on yon dans ça avant. Et pour par contre qui est monsieur dit I have no idea back qui idée. Et là ka dou nèg yo nan ti ba gombo qui tik go 2-3 babit tik là quand même. Par contre si nèg là pas flamber pour le flambeau tout.
Et c'est nèg a flâner. Les gars flâner.
Ou par contre pour qui est spécial filer coller. Why would you care si filer coller dans sous lit? Wow, but no man.
Yeah.
Shoot, man.
And across the room, there was like a table with a chair. So he kind of sat at the table and the chair, and he sat there, and he would get up and kind of walk side to side and pace side to side, which...
So across the room, there was like a kind of a table and a chair. Et l'autre bord comme si dans chambre là, comme si gon table avec ton chaise. On est master suite, man.
À l'aise.
Monsieur Chita. But he does get up and pace from side to side. Parfois, monsieur campé et puis là, la marcher. C'est-à-dire monsieur tout ça m'sap gade fan boudon parce que m'sap gade boudon yo du coup pas bicycle là go bel beau qui cycle là yo bel beau qui cycle pour tout les
et puis ça flâne ça
fait pas dire mot même bagay mafia net bagay mafia net
and to get better visual angles.
Okay.
Yo, monsieur t'a essayé get better visual angles. C'est comme si son nèg t'a essayé joindre côté pour le joindre, comprendre? Pour le carrer bien.
Yeah. Pour le gérer nettoyer canal.
Oui, elle passe là, elle pas. Ouais, la
What happens next?
With the visual angles, he would start giving very subtle directions, but it was just.
What happened next? Ça passé après ça. With the visual angles, after that, he start giving subtle direction. Les monsieur j'ai une position qu'il te besoin. On a le poster comme ça bail des séries et la bail direction, la bail instruction.
OK.
When y'all vin professor la bail direction, you know.
More or less on viewing, like the room was candlelit. So he would at times get her attention and tell her, hey, move the candle to the left, move the candle to the right, turn your body this way. And he never spoke directly.
So, let me say, you pause it up, Shashia, and the room was candled. Me say, they could have you move the candle to this way. But, quand il y a comme ça, by direction, la dit, balance à côté, il y a virer la droite, virer la gauche, et puis là-bas, dans cette direction, turn her, put your body this way, Abdil, mets corps comme ça, virer boudon comme ça, mets tête boudon.
But it could be instructions for me to turn my body, for me to get in different positions. And so this went on about 20-25 minutes. Eventually, he just got up and left the room. That was kind of like a cue for her to follow him. She left the room.
So eventually, this take place for like 20-25 minutes. Et ça prend 20-25 minutes. Monsieur a instruction. Et puis
And then she just came back and was like, that was great. It was perfect. That's exactly what.
And then after that, he left the room. And then that's the cue for her to left the room too. Après ça, et Puffy levé là, l'île qui était chambre. En même temps, tout ça c'est direction. Ça c'est comme si direction pour femme dans tout, quitter ça tout. Pour suivre.
Ok, yeah.
Comprendre? Après ça, she would come back and tell me, okay, that was great. Après ça, femme Janet tourné et dit, yo, yeah, ça t'es bon, hein? Travail à ta forme.
Allez.
Elle tournait, elle dit, travail à ta forme.
Like, we're good. But then she asked me, do I want to finish? You know? And so me finishing is referring to me having an orgasm. But honestly, man, with the environment and stuff, I'm kind of.
After that, Janet did, do you want to finish? Obviously, by saying finish, she's asking me, do I want to have another? From dans l'église, qui était mis à toutes les clients, elle tourne dans le dit ça, bon, il dit, est-ce que vous voulez finir? Monsieur dit comme ça, bagay ça, vous fait me prendre pression.
So I declined. Like I went.
To get uncomfortable, get on mafia packet.
Yeah.
She dit non, pose.
He likes it.
The high road, like professionally, like look, if you guys are happy, I'm happy. It's not about my needs. As long as everything is good, cool. And she accepted.
She said, yo, I handle it professionally. I said, no, it's not about my needs. It's about y'all. If you cool, you guys satisfied, it's good. Me dit non, c'est pas son travail moi vient faire. C'est pas besoin. C'est pas besoin que pourtant des pour besoin noter complet.
Yeah.
Travail la fini. Pour moi n'a pas type amna sur le jeu professionnel.
I stood up and she handed me $1,200. And that was in addition. I didn't mention when I first got there prior to changing, the first thing she did was handed me $800. And after everything was over.
So, and she handed me $1,200. Maybe from number $1,200.
Ok. Elle devine pour $200.
Il devine pour $200. Mais il dit, elle vient pour $200. When he get there, let me see, il vient n'importe là. From là, il a $800. Bal $800.
Oh.
So, il a fait $600. Puis son col vient bal $1,200. Ouais, c'est comme ça.
From là, il était joué ça tout.
Non, comme qu'a parlé, man. Quand il y a des monsieur Janet, monsieur a couru, man. You know what I mean? Like, they Janet really, man. Yo, let's go, man. What?
Allez.
12, so I ended up with $2,000 for like a 20-minute baby oil massage. So it was a win for me.
So, j'aime là, devine là pour une soirée de $200 et puis me fait $2,000 pour passer baby, le petit bébé sur une femme et puis il faut remanche moi. Bye tease, bye bagay.
Allez.
You know, m'sais dit hey, qu'elle me content là.
Oh, moi nègre, lui mon cher $200 il a fait $2,000.
C'est son vagabond garder fan boudor.
Nègre pas faire.
Oh, monsieur.
Non nègre pas. Oh, si nègre te ose, il faut caca.
Pardonnez monsieur, tout pas monsieur pas considérer comme garçon, mais mon cher, depuis nègre ça t'a rentré là-dedans.
Bon nous t'a Detay qui caca. Et puis Madanm nègre encore. C'est son pas là ou bien là.
La paix ça. Hey.
J'ai ça. Ouvre comme ça, ouais. Bah, comment ça va faire là, non, mais il est intelligent, tout.
Let me out. Quitte dehors.
Ça fait moi intelligent parce que moi, il pas aller là, il non aller dans l'hôtel.
Yeah, go hôtel champ encore, bah cher, man.
Oh, à mon cher. Oui, aller dans Bali, tu vas aller dans les petits bagailles. So, il pas aller là, mais il pas faire parce que tu connais qui ça va inviter avant l'autre go moun pareil, son moun. Kap vin travay pou amene nan go sekay sa. Ouais moun sa men.
So, monsieur Superstar là, non sens, ça c'est comme ça Charleston White commencé. So, ça fait pile comme là, tout nèg a balle. C'est pas un côté pour le chita là. Je suis pas tout mon interview. So, non sens, mais c'est passé dans Young Jack TV tout.
Oh, non, nous allons faire un article avec connaître vibe ça là.
Yeah, but so, ça c'est The Punisher, je m'abdou là, il ressenti sinon à terre. Les monsieur les The Punisher. Et m'pas pour me joindre bon vrai nom monsieur tout.
Allez.
So baka dit nous comment monsieur.
Allez.
Sinon me va chercher Punisher sur Google barcode. Je nous veux
n'a pas bon nom ici.
Oui, so.
So fast qui te commenter partager vidéo et like vidéo sur Instagram, TikTok et Jack TV, venez comme ça déjà.
Man, you already know it's the gang.
Ciao.